there's a lot of talk now after last night about whether, you could unify the party. And a lot of people are saying that, well, in '08 it was uglier, it was more racially charged. Bill Clinton said some ugly shit. The superdelegates were an even bigger deal then than they are now. But doesn't it matter who the nominee is? It was easy for Hillary voters to line up behind Obama, whereas I don't know if the young Obama voters would have been as quick to line up behind Hillary in '08. So, right. I mean, given the massive numbers of young voters who support Bernie, I mean, that's a huge chunk of the electorate. Can Hillary really win over some of the people? And when I talk to people my age, it's not like they just prefer Bernie. They genuinely have just a visceral disappointment in thinking that Hillary would be the nominee or president. Can she actually win over people that genuinely don't like her?
I don't think so. The feeling surrounding Bernie among young people really reminds me of the almost love that people were showing towards Obama's candidacy in 2008. You don't just kind of turn that on and off. For Bernie to say, okay, now everybody go over there and vote for the woman we've been criticizing for all these months, because, it's politics, you got to say these things. I just don't see it. I mean, you can't just redirect passion like that. Particularly young people who, depending on whether you want to say they're gullible or whatever, I mean, who really have kind of taken this in. They've taken it to heart that this is someone who's speaking to them for them. I don't think that it's possible. I think a lot of them will sit it out. I don't think they're going to vote for Trump. I think a lot of them are going to sit it out. The other thing, too, is that young people are the ones you need to volunteer, right? Those are the people you need to go knock on doors and make phone calls and do all that stuff.
Well, Hillary already has a pretty impressive operation. I mean, she has that down.
She does, but she's going to have to crank it up another couple of notches in a general election. And she could use all the help she can get from those young people. And, of course, they may not make the jump as volunteers. None of these are absolutes, but if we're talking about how is she going to win a general election, where is she going to get the votes to beat whatever Trump, these are factors that have to be considered.
I mean, just personally speaking, I'm going to vote in New York, so Hillary's probably going to win here, so I'm thinking I'm just going to cast my vote for Gary Johnson. I'm thinking Gary Johnson comes out of this election with a hell of a lot more votes than he ever fucking expected to get when he jumped in. Josh, how many of me do you think that, I mean, yeah, if I lived in Ohio or Pennsylvania, I'd probably, vote against the Republicans. But, how many people like me are there that just, I don't want to vote for her?
I think there's quite a bit, and it'll come down to, when she gets the nomination, what she does next. Now, if it were me running the campaign, I don't care if they hate each other so much that their bodies actually physically repel like the same poles of magnets. Those two would be on the same fucking ticket together, and they would like it. As this goes on and as the tone shifts, it does seem more and more unlikely that she would do that. So I think she would look to someone like Elizabeth Warren, perhaps, who, again, notoriously silent in this entire election. I think that if she puts someone like Elizabeth Warren, someone who has that populist, anti-Wall Street, really progressive liberal credibility on there, and especially if it's something like a double lady ticket, I feel like that it wouldn't get all of them, but it might kick up enough of what she needs to get past, Trump or Cruz. And again, that's saying, because here's the thing, the Gary Johnson votes may come from some Bernie people, but it's mostly going to be people who are sad that Trump or Cruz or whoever they wanted didn't show up.
There was actually a McClatchy poll that showed that if it was Trump-Hillary, Johnson would get something like 11%, but actually most of his votes would come from Hillary voters instead of Trump voters.
Really? I did not see that poll, so then apparently I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, it's going to be interesting. Gary Johnson is.
You call me. I've been making this shit up the whole time, just off the top.
That all said, I don't think Hillary has the guts to pick somebody like Elizabeth Warren. No. Look, the last
that is
thing
a fair criticism.
Hillary wants a vice president who will smile, wave next to her, and on the afternoon of the inauguration, basically disappear.
Oh, God, I hope she picks Biden. I want Biden to be a freebie.
Yeah, Joe, just stay where you are, man. Don't clean out your desk. But I mean, no, seriously. I mean, that's what she wants. She wants a Joe Biden. There's no way in the world she wants to share the spotlight, and there's no way in the world she wants to be the first woman president with another woman standing next to her. Hillary's going to go for the safest vice presidential choice she can. She's going to want somebody weak. I can't pull a name out of the air.
The only reason I disagree with you is because of all of the stuff that you said, which is fair, which I think is a fair reading of what her character could be. What she wants more than all of that is to fucking win. She wants to win. And if having Bernie, I mean, if she can, again, it can be like a McCain-Palin thing. Those two, they saw each other at the convention and at the concession speech, and the paths did not cross the entire time. Again, they lost that election, so it may not be a good model, but I feel like,
I mean, that's absurd.
If the numbers add up and the Bernie voters are really that mad when it's Hillary's turn, I think you might be surprised, Peter.
Yeah, I'd be surprised too if Bernie even accepted something like that at this point.
That's a fair point too.
Yeah, I don't see a Hillary-Bernie ticket in any possible way. No.
But it would win. I'm not wrong about that.